Alright guys, so Fula with another video. Shout outs to the whole LDBC. So I've talked about this in the past, and I don't know why you fanboys, you Eddie Hearn and you Bob Arum fanboys can't get over yourself, man. Like seriously, you guys really, I look at you guys and I'm like scratching my head, like, why are they in a fighter's pocket? Like, why don't they want to watch just good fights? Why are they worried about what a fighter gets paid? And I think I have a reason why they're worried about what a fighter gets paid. At the end of the day, I think, as we said before, and I've said it in the past, that boxing is based on race. And, at the end of the day, the reality is a lot of Eddie Hearn fans and a lot of Bob Arum fans can't stand to see a black fighter in control of their own destiny and thinking with their own head and walking with their two shoes. That's just really the reality of the situation. And I'm just cooking off of what was said by Steven Espinoza recently. And he said that, and to sum it up in words, what he said is that, if people knew what Deontay Wilder was getting paid at Showtime, they would not be saying anything about him turning down to DAZN. That's basically what he said. He also goes on to say that he's definitely getting paid something comparable to what he would have made at DAZN for fighting Brazil. They also said that we're not going to disclose those numbers because those numbers are his business and his business alone. And I'm going to tell you another thing. I think personally, they don't even disclose the real numbers these fighters are getting paid anyway when they do disclose numbers. I think those numbers are very much, I want to say like just so the public can just be like, oh, okay, this is what they're making. But I don't believe those numbers, like me personally, I don't, I know these fighters are making much more, what I want to say, and I've said this in the past, Bob Arum and Eddie Hearn does not care about fighters. They care about belts. The reason why that Bob Arum offered Deontay Wilder an ESPN deal is because that way he'll have control of the WBC Infinity Stone. Bob Arum really will say, the hell with the fans. I now got a definite A side, and I now got one of the best controls of the Infinity Stone now. He would not care about Deontay Wilder and what Deontay Wilder wanted and what's conducive for Deontay Wilder's bank account and what's conducive for Deontay Wilder's career as a whole. And that's just the reality. It's the same thing with Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn has offered these fighters deals and whatnot, and it's to get control of Infinity Stones. He does not care about a fighter's situation. He really does not. All he cares about is, I need to be the A side. I need that Infinity Stone he has. And so that's just what it is. And I'm going to be real with you. And I'm a big Demetrius Boo Boo Andre fan. Cape Verde strong, parabens, you know. The reason why Demetrius Andrade is fighting subpar competition is because Eddie Hearn wants control of that Infinity Stone for as long as possible. Therefore, you see him matched up against these guys that you're like, well, why are you fighting him? Why not fight a tougher opponent? And, you know, with Daniel Jacobs, the reason why this fight was made, number one, unification. But the main reason it was made is because it would be conducive to Eddie Hearn's bank account. And that's just really what it comes down to. You know, he'll be able to say, well, he's going to lose the belt, but at least I made a hell of a lot of money in the process. And I still got one Infinity Stone in my stable. This is the thinking of Eddie Hearn, man. And that's just what it is. Now, back to like what I was talking about earlier. I'm not afraid to admit I'm pro Al Heyman all the way. And I've explained my reasons why in previous videos. Al Heyman, of course, he probably has his favorites. He probably plays his favorites sometimes. But Al Heyman does something that others don't do, and I've said it over and over and over again, but apparently some people don't get it. Al Heyman offers flexibility. And that's what fighters are looking for. They're looking to control their destiny. I mean, where else can you go? Where else can you go and actually have your own promotional company under him? Nobody else is going to allow you to do that. Bob Arum is not going to set you up like that. DAZN is not going to set you up like that. And with the Deontay Wilder thing, I wouldn't be surprised if he's getting more than he would get if he went to DAZN for this Dominique Breazeale fight. Again, I say that the reason why they signed these fighters, the reason why they want to sign these fighters, ESPN and DAZN, is control of belts, okay? This is the pattern. Belts equals A side equals more money at the end of the day. And some fighters don't want to be tied down like that, man. So it's the fans who think that, like, oh, they're getting paid way less by remaining independent from any promotions or independent from any network deal. But in reality, they're getting paid way more that you don't know about. I'll give you a prime example. Erislandy Lara, he was on Golden Boy. I didn't even know that dude was on Golden Boy. Okay? I don't know how much he got paid on there. But I guarantee you it wasn't not as nearly as much as he's getting paid right now. I mean, if you even look at the social media, yeah, I'm not trying to be in another guy's pocket or anything like that. I'm just saying that, like, when you look at these fighters' social media, you know, they're having vacations, they're doing all this thing. They're taking multiple vacations, not just one vacation, but multiple ones. You know, going on multiple holidays. Whereas you look at fighters who are on Golden Boy and who are on the like thereof, and the narrative is completely different, man. Seriously. So it's like, you guys want to criticize Wilder, you want to criticize Spence, you want to criticize these guys for not signing with a network, but you don't even know how much they're getting paid, you know? You really don't know. So, like, I don't get why you're criticizing a fighter for not doing something that you would like to see them do, because you want to see them bound down and not basically free, because it makes you feel better, you know? And we see this all the time. Now, in the case with Terrence Crawford, yeah, I said it before, I'll say it again, that was his grave that he dug. Okay? That dude decided that he did not want to be like unattached. That dude decided that he wanted to sign with ESPN. He decided he wanted to sign with Top Rank. Okay? That's what he decided he wanted to do. Okay? He has to live with those consequences. Okay? I'm not going to be... I'm going to just keep it a buck when I say that this Crawford Khan fight is not being promoted nearly as big as the Spence and Garcia fight. And mind you, this Crawford and Khan fight is a pay-per-view as well. You know, I don't even see anything on ESPN building this fight up. I don't even see any, like, I barely even am seeing, like, boxing, like, independent boxing journalists covering this fight. And I'm just going to be real with you, man. I'm actually really surprised not to see this being covered like that. Whereas you even look at the most basic PBC fight, and there's still, like, at least like a face-to-face, at least like a short biopic about, like, the fighters who are going to fight, even if they are lesser known fighters. How are you going to have your most, like, two notable fighters about to fight and you don't even got nothing, like, really to cover it, you know? So with that being said, like, I really can't, like, feel sorry for him, for Bud Crawford, you know? Because all I'm going to say is that if you let a promoter control your career, then chances are you ain't going to be happy. Unless you're Canelo. That's the only case where you'll be happy. I'm going to tell you something too. If promoters were smart, they would be flexible. And they wouldn't just bound themselves down to one network. They would be like, you know what? My fighter can fight on this network, that network, and that one over there too. It's no problem. It'll be conducive to everybody involved, including myself. But they don't do that, you know? They want to strong arm someone into signing a bunk contract, which is not going to really do them any good, and the fighter any good in the long run. So Deontay Wilder and other fighters like Errol Spence and other fighters like Jarrett Swift Hurd and other fighters like Charlo, and these fighters are getting paid more than what you see. So for these Eddie Hearn decafs and these Bob Arum decafs, focus on boxing and not what a fighter's purse is or what a fighter's contract is or would a fighter turn down? Because those numbers may not even be the numbers that they would get if they did take these contracts with these people. But I just want to do a video on this topic because another brother, he kind of alluded to this too. And I just kind of wanted to cook off of what he was talking about. So leave your thoughts and leave your comments. Let me know what you think. And I just want to say another thing too. Sure, some people are content with working for someone. Not everybody's content with that. Some people want more. You know, that, or I won't say want more, but some people want flexibility, which working for someone kind of limits, basically. There are some boxers who have that mentality. So why are you hating them for having that mentality? I myself have that mentality, and while it is more challenging working for yourself, I find it more flexible, and I find it more at a peace of mind, basically. And I'm pretty sure these boxers think the same thing too. But that's all I got for now, guys. Fula signing out.